Egypt is a land that speaks without a voice. Its language is written in stone, in sand, and in the golden treasures that rest in our museums. For generations, people have looked at my country and seen a place of mystery, a place of magic, a place of impossible wonders. They imagine powerful pharaohs with golden masks, secret curses whispered in dark tombs, strange animal-headed gods ruling every moment. These stories are exciting. They capture the imagination, but they are often myths. Fantastic tales growing like dunes, hiding the solid ground of truth beneath. My life has been dedicated to digging through these sands, uncovering the facts. The real story is more incredible than any myth. A story of human beings, brilliant engineers, skilled artists, devoted priests, hardworking families. We will follow a clear timeline, first the myth, then the fact, found by excavation and by studying what they left behind. Many believe Egypt begins with the pyramids, as if greatness rose fully formed from the sands. They imagine the gods created a powerful kingdom at a stroke, and the Nile as a divine gift. The truth is human struggle, adaptation, and ingenuity. Around 5000 BC, a drying Sahara drew people to the river. They learned the flood's rich silt by trial and error, season after season. Pioneers grew wheat and barley, predicted river cycles, domesticated cattle and donkeys. Villages formed along the banks. Communities dug canals and built farmland together. Towns grew into two kingdoms, Upper and Lower Egypt. Around 3100 BC, Narmer, sometimes called Menes, united them, a human king forging a nation from the Nile's black soil. Unification was political and military, a real history, not a miracle. The most pervasive myth is that pharaohs were living gods, untouchable, all-powerful. Movies show absolute deities draped in gold, commanding without question. A ruler more than human, a literal being of the heavens. In reality, kingship was complex, divine in ideology, not in biology. The pharaoh was intermediary, charged to maintain Mayat, truth, justice, harmony. He performed rituals, dedicated temples, led the nation to secure divine favor. People believed his success ensured sunrise, the flood, and protection. Yet behind the facade were humans, men, and at times women like Hatshepsut, with families and flaws. They faced politics, made errors, rose and fell. Some were conquerors. Others built prosperity through diplomacy and trade. The office was divine, the person mortal, chief priest, commander-in-chief, head of state. Religion empowered stability that sustained Egypt for millennia. A persistent and frankly insulting myth says aliens or lost magic built the pyramids. Others insist vast armies of slaves were whipped to death under the sun. These claims rob Egyptians of their achievement and deny ancient human genius. Decades of excavation tell a different story, one of organization and skill. Tens of thousands of skilled Egyptians built them, not slaves. We found their villages near the pyramids. They were well fed, bread, fish, even prime cuts of beef. They were buried with honor beside their life's work. Their bones show hard labor and medical care for injuries. Construction was advanced project management and clever mechanics. Local limestone, granite from Aswan floated down the Nile. Stones moved on sleds. Wetting sand reduced friction. Ramps, straight or spiral, enabled each rising level. Not magic, physics, mathematics, and coordination. Khufu's Great Pyramid, over 2 million blocks, was built in about 20 years by seasonal workers during inundation, a national sacred effort. Popular myths paint mummification as gruesome curses and walking dead. In truth, it expressed faith and love, not fear. Death was a transition to the field of reeds, eternal life. For the soul, the Ka and the Ba, to reunite, the body must be recognizable. Specialized priests developed a sophisticated, centuries-refined procedure. Organs were removed, the brain taken through the nose, the heart, seat of intellect, usually left. The body and organs dried in natron for about 40 days. Then they cleansed, anointed, and wrapped in fine linen. Amulets and protective spells guided the journey. The deceased was placed in coffins with food, furniture, tools, and texts, practical provisions for eternity. Mummification was a reverent path to immortality. A common myth says hieroglyphs are simple pictures, like a comic strip. This view makes them seem quaint and mysterious, almost indecipherable. The truth, a complete, elegant language with precision and nuance. It blends ideograms, phonetic signs, and determinatives. Some signs mean what they show. Most represent sounds. A mouth sign can be the R sound, combined to spell words beyond the picture. Silent classifiers clarify meaning, like a plant sign after a tree's name. Hieroglyphs serve temples, religion, law, poetry, letters, even shopping lists. Understanding was lost for centuries until the Rosetta Stone. Same text in hieroglyphs, Demotic and Greek. In 1822, Champollion cracked the code, phonetic plus ideographic. At last, the ancient Egyptians speak to us directly. Myths focus on pharaohs and priests, skipping ordinary lives. That distortion hides a dynamic civilization built by many. Tombs, villages, and writings reveal a fuller picture. Most lived in modest riverside homes, following agricultural seasons: plant, tend, harvest. They grew wheat and barley, the staples for bread and beer. Vegetables rounded out their diet. Family was the core. Men and women kept households together. Beyond farms, towns thrived with skilled crafts. Artisans produced furniture, pottery, jewelry. Merchants filled markets. Scribes kept records. Soldiers guarded borders. We find tools, letters, and board games. They worked and they played. Music, feasts, stories, toys, individual lives, not faceless masses. Tombs are the most mythologized, labyrinths of gold, traps, and curses. Tutankhamun's discovery and Lord Carnarvon's death fueled a global frenzy. Royal splendor was the exception. Most tombs were modest and personal. Goods served the afterlife, not as treasure hoards. Curse myths are modern. Texts threaten divine justice for robbers, not plagues for archaeologists. Carnarvon's death was an infection. Many team members lived long lives. Most royal tombs were looted in antiquity. Robbers sought wealth, not curses. Tut's intact tomb was extraordinary and a window into royal artistry. Most tombs tell a quieter story of remembrance and loss. A tomb was a home for eternity and a place for family devotion. We have walked through sands of time, separating glittering myths from solid fact. Aliens, slaves, curses, exciting but smaller than the truth. The reality is determination, intellect, and profound belief. Farmers tamed the Nile. Pharaohs bore sacred responsibility. Engineers built with science. Mummification shows love and hope for eternity. Hieroglyphs reveal a culture of knowledge and record-keeping. Daily life, families, crafts, and fields built Egypt's greatness. Each new tomb, statue, and papyrus connects us to our ancestors. Modern science lets us study their health, relationships, and world with clarity. Enjoy the myths as stories, cherish the facts as lessons. This legacy is human potential, order from wonder, inspiring generations to come.